Israel is making it clear the world will not plan its future. The cabinet categorically rejected calls for a Palestinian state as a condition for peace.
Israeli defense officials say they've defeated Hamas in Khan Yunis. Now they're setting a deadline for the release of the hostages, or else they will invade Rafah. CBN's Julie Stahl reports.
Israel's government issued a proclamation rejecting the international community's plan to impose a Palestinian state on Israel. The Knesset is expected to ratify the declaration on Monday.
Israel categorically rejects international edicts on a permanent arrangement with the Palestinians. Such an arrangement will be achieved only through direct negotiations between the sides without preconditions. Israel will continue to oppose unilateral recognition of a Palestinian state. Recognition such as that, following the massacre of October 7th, will grant a major prize to terror, a prize that has not been seen before and will prevent any future peace arrangement.
In Gaza, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant says 200 militants surrendered at Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis.
We can say today that the Khan Yunis Brigade has been defeated. The Khan Yunis Brigade is no longer functioning as a military entity in any way.
War Cabinet Minister Benny Gantz warned if Israeli hostages aren't returned by the beginning of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan in mid-March, Israel will press forward into the Rafah area. To those saying the price is too high, I say very clearly, Hamas has a choice. They can surrender, release the hostages, and this way the citizens of Gaza can celebrate the holy holiday of Ramadan. Meanwhile, Israel condemned comments by Brazil's president comparing the war in Gaza to the Holocaust.
Today, the president of Brazil, by comparing Israel's war in Gaza against Hamas, a genocidal terrorist organization, to the Holocaust, President Silva has disgraced the memory of 6 million Jews murdered by the Nazis, and he's demonized the Jewish state like the most virulent anti-Semite. He should be ashamed of himself.
Israeli President Isaac Herzog met with the Qatari Prime Minister on the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference about securing the release of more than 130 hostages still in Hamas hands in Gaza. Family members of the hostages accompanied Herzog to the conference. Herzog also showed a book found by the IDF in Gaza and written by Hamas co-founder and former Palestinian Authority Foreign Minister Dr. Mahmoud al-Zahar. The End of the Jews depicts swords and daggers piercing stars of David and Jews drowning in a sea of blood.
The book mainly hails the fact that, first of all, we should not recognize the fact that there are Jews and Jewish people, but most predominantly it hails the Holocaust. It hails what the Nazis have done and calls for a nation to follow what the Nazis have done.
In The Hague today, hearings opened on the legality of Israel's so-called occupation of lands sought for a Palestinian state. That would include Gaza, as well as biblical Judea and Samaria, where more than 500,000 Israeli Jews live. Julie Stahl, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Well, of course, Israel is not receptive to the international community demanding this Palestinian statehood after the horrific attacks of October 7th. Well over 100 hostages still controlled by Hamas, and Brazil's president comparing this war to the Holocaust. Julie Stahl and Chris Mitchell and the CBN News Israel team will keep us updated on developments.